I request you all to please occupy your positions in the ramp. Yeah. Members of the press, please. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I request everyone to settle down. Good morning. Members of the press, please occupy your places. Welcome, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Pranati Reddy, past president of Rotary Club of Banjara Hills and a trustee of Sparsh Hospice. And on behalf of both these organizations, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all and thank you for sparing your time to be part of this very special occasion for us, the inauguration of the brand new premises of Sparsh Hospice. And without further delay, let's start the program. I request the president of our club for this year, Mr. Vikas Ranka, to please come on to the dais. I now request our guest of honor, Padma Bhushan Varaprasad Reddy Garu, founder of Shanta Biotech, to please come on to the dais, escorted by our past president, Manohar Reddy. Next, I request our guest of honor from Rotary International, RI Director, Mr. Mahet Kotbagi, to be escorted by our past president, Mr. Mallikarjun, and to come on to our dais. These premises have been constructed as a purpose-built facility on the land given to us by the government of Telangana. So, it's only fitting that our chief guest for today should be the Honorable Minister for Municipal Administration, Urban Development, Industries and Commerce, Information Technology of the state. I request our past president and senior member of Rotary to please felicitate the minister. Welcome to all of you, sir. Let us start this event with a prayer and put ourselves in the hands of God for continued success. I call upon our member, Neeraja Godavarti, to deliver the invocation. I now request our club president, the young and dynamic Vikas, to come and give the welcome address.
A very good morning to all, and thank you so much, Dr. Pranati ji. On behalf of the members and trustees of Rotary Club of Banjara Hills, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Shri KT Ramarao Garu, Honorable Minister for IT, Industries and MAUD, our guest of honor, Rotary International Director, Dr. Mahesh Kotbagi, Padma Bhushan, Shri Varaprasad Reddy Garu, Chairman Shanta Biotechnics, and our governing board members, and all our donors without whose support, help, and guidance, we would not have been here at this juncture, and last but not the least, the distinguished members of the society. It's an honor to be standing here and be given this opportunity to welcome you all for the inauguration of the Sparsh Hospice facility, a center for palliative care for terminally ill. Welcome speeches are as difficult to start up as they are to wind down, because once you get going, it is difficult to apply the brakes, which is why I will keep it simple, sweet, and short. And once again, a warm welcome to all of you who have made an effort to come here. It has been a decade since our journey to start and successfully run Sparsh Hospice. The strong will and determination of our members and strong support from our well-wishers strengthened us to convert our dreams into reality. Our dream run started from a rented facility at road number 12, Banjara Hills, 10 years back, and today we stand here, tall and proud amongst all, to inaugurate this wonderful piece of marvel, which will house our dream project, Sparsh Hospice, at Khajaguda permanently. I vividly remember the day when our Honorable Minister Shri KTR Garu visited our old facility at Banjara Hills. He was so moved by the care provided by our staff to the terminally ill that he benevolently donated rupees 5 lakhs and had promised us to allot a land to start our permanent facility. And today we are here. It is imperative to not forget Phoenix Foundations, who came forward to build this facility for us as part of their CSR activity, and Shri Varaprasad Reddy Garu, who has been our strong pillar of support. I thank you all for taking time out and gracing this occasion, not only for our club, but for the entire state of Telangana, Rotary District 3150, Rotary India, and Rotary International too. I would now request Dr. Pranati ji to please take the proceedings further.
Thank you very much, Vikas. Now, a little bit the audience should know about the story of Sparsh Hospice. And to tell the story of Sparsh so far is none other than the man who actually started the story, that is Dr. Subramaniam. He's an anesthesiologist who heads the Department of Anesthesia at Rainbow Group of Hospitals. He's the charter president of Rotary Club of Banjara Hills and is now a long-term trustee of the hospice. It was his vision to start a hospice because he had seen both his parents suffer from cancer and experienced personally the unique challenges of end-of-life issues faced by patients and family. He declared at his installation that a hospice would be the signature project of Rotary Club of Banjara Hills, and all club members rose to the task, and here we are today. Dr. Subramaniam is a go-getter, driving, or should I say vexing people for results and donations. Asking without fear or hesitation is his motto, and his attitude is that everything that is happening today should have happened yesterday or many days ago. Even this inauguration, as per him, should have happened in April. So I request Dr. Subramaniam to come and tell us about the Sparsh story so far.
Thank you very much, everybody, honorable dignitaries on the dais, and our generous donors and guests. I'll briefly outline what we are doing. To decrease human suffering is the first goal of a doctor. However, cancer pain, which is one of the most extreme forms of suffering, and other end-of-life agonies have not found a suitable management that is universal. And this burden is only growing. We have about 14 lakh cancer cases added each year in India. And 60% of these need palliative care, and it is estimated that only 2% actually receive this palliative care. As a humane society, we need to do something about this, and the best way is to build such institutions called hospice, providing palliative care. Now, palliative care refers not to the treatment of the original illness, but the suffering which is there around that illness. So we just manage symptoms like breathlessness, vomiting, loss of appetite, weakness, etc. To do good in this world, we need audacious thought. We have to think of doing something big. We need enhanced skills at raising funds and the ability to implement the thought. The members of Rotary Club of Banjara Hills, to which we all belong, as our president said, thought big. We wanted to execute this project, and for the last 10 years have focused only on Sparsh. And when we started this exactly 10 years ago today, in 2011 September, the facility in Banjara Hills started with 12 beds. And it was a challenge filling the beds because neither the public nor doctors were aware of what a hospice is and what it can do. So it required a lot of communication. It required members of the press to support us. And eventually in 2017-18, we came to a stage, ably helped by our current full-time CEO, in ensuring that the hospice was filled to capacity. While it was fulfilling to see our facility being optimally utilized, it was heart-rending to turn away patients who were still waiting to be admitted. So this made us enhance our home care services and also sowed the seed of owning our own facility with bigger numbers can be served. We made multiple visits to bureaucrats and politicians' offices. Most of us never had to visit the secretariat in our life before, but we must have at least gone 50 times to the secretariat in the last 6 months. But I must say we've been very fortunate to receive the goodwill of the government of Telangana, especially Sri KTR Garu, in helping us get this land. He's been a supporter, as you heard, ever since 2014, where he used to attend our functions as chief guest. He even visited the previous facility. And once the land was acquired, he also became a donor. And once the land was acquired, we've built this 60,000 square foot facility, which was budgeted at 14 crores. And Suresh Reddy will talk more about the challenges there. I once heard the CEO of a large trust tell us that when you go to a donor, and before they donate money, they look at two things. What is the cause for which you're asking money, and who is asking that money? As we were very fortunate in having donors, many of whom actually gave the money because they believed in us and our integrity, even though they did not understand what palliative care meant. It also helped that we have an eminent panel of governing board members. The list is there, including Varaprasad Garu and other eminent members of the public, many of whom are here to guide us in our path. Our trust has been rated as platinum by an agency called GuideStar, which rates NGOs across the world. And we have a platinum transparency certificate continuously for the last 6 years. We've done a lot of large-scale fundraising events to publicize what is Sparsh and to raise funds. One of the largest of which was called Skyfest, held 6 years ago, spread over 6 days in Gachibowli Stadium, again with the support of government, and where we had hot air balloons, and we also had skydiving by the Indian Air Force. All these activities were very ambitious and large in scale. I must add that all of Sparsh's facilities, including stay, medicines and food, are entirely free to patients. And with our relentless commitment, passion, and we have now cared for more than 4,000 terminally ill cancer patients. Our trust has all the necessary tax exemptions and CSR certifications to enable corporates to donate to us and for individuals to avail tax benefits. We also have a trust in the US to which many of our members, including me, have traveled many times to raise funds there. To conclude, I would like to say that the test of a civilization is in the way that it cares for its helpless members. And just here at Sparsh Hospice, we have proven that we are indeed an advanced civilization. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Subramaniam. And now, as you're sitting in this beautiful building, I invite Mr. Suresh Reddy to talk to us about how this came about. Mr. Suresh Reddy is the chairman and managing director of Pride Motors. He's also the past president of our club and now a long-term trustee of Sparsh Hospice. But more importantly, Suresh is the grand old man of the club and hospice. When I use the word old, I don't mean in terms of age, but wisdom and life experience. He's truly the Bhishma Pitamaha of this whole project, the one man who has held everything together through his strong will, firm resolution and certitude to never let any pressure shift away from the work that had to be done. And all this in addition to being a major donor. I invite Suresh to come and speak about the new building.
A very warm welcome to the Honorable Minister, Shri KTR Garu, the Rotary Director, Dr. Mahesh Garu, the Governing Board Member and Padma Shri Varaprasad Reddy Garu, and our own club member and President, Shri Vikas Ranga Garu. See, it will be a repetition of what I would say a bit, but it's important to say that where we have started this journey from. It's about 10 years back when we had all thought about having this facility, and this hospice was actually seeded. The biggest challenge what we had was in finding a building for it. Whomever we went to, wherever we went to, people hesitated to give us when they were told that the purpose for which we have been asking it for. As luck would turn out to be, with relentless efforts, an elderly gentleman, a retired IS officer, Sri Rangachari Garu, and who incidentally happens to be the previous health secretary of the erstwhile state of AP. He had come forward and given us this building where we started off on road number 12, Banjara Hills, 10 years back. As time passed by, the beginning of Sparsh has happened. Many appreciating the cause and the service that we were rendering have started contributing both in cash and kind. As time passed by and the need kept increasing, then we decided that we need to have a larger building. The same challenge again, where will we get this building? And as it said, with the help of our own Honorable Minister who is sitting here, who had visited us some time back on an auspicious day of World Hospice, he has promised us that he would help us with finding a way out. And then with his help, the land was identified and then given to us. And then the overall efforts that went in have been immense in this 10 years of journey where we started from and for all of us to see here. But now let me tell you, I have to tell you very briefly who all had this and all. I especially thank, apart from our minister who has the Telangana government for giving us this land, my own friend and a good friend, Sri Suresh Chukapalli from Phoenix, this and all. But for him, it wouldn't have been possible for us. Of the whole amount what we had spent here, 1/3 of us had come in the form of building from him. So I literally bow to him and thank him for all the generosity that he has shown to us. Then the architect Sudhir Reddy from Sudhir Associates, and Spectra Constructions who have made the contracting building here, the flooring material Archin Marbles, Ravi Singh, Anand Reddy of Sagar Cements who is sitting here, who has contributed the cement into the building. And the list can go on, I can keep going on, and then people have been listening and all. At this point of time, it's very important for me to tell you the strength of the foundation, what has gone into this building. It's a small story. An old lady who was actually a maid in my house in my childhood has actually helped our family. They were helped with our family by giving her a piece of land in our hometown, Mirialguda. Over a period of time, she was been serving with us, and the 2 children have grown up and then well settled. One became a senior employee in an RTC services, and another a doctor by himself. To raise these funds, we had to actually see what all options we have in trying to get this facility going on, and month on month, because as we said, it's the free facility, both food, services, accommodation, everything. So in the process, we started selling crackers. We thought of selling crackers on the Diwali times and then raise some money of it. In this process, I sent few boxes to my hometown and where I have a 2-wheeler dealership. and we were selling it. And this lady, when she came to know about the purpose for which we were doing this activity, she got moved so much. She instantly said that, let me be a part of this. And that land, what we have told about it, a bypass road has gone through her land, and that became a commercial over a period of time, and she was earning a reasonable amount of money. You will not believe me, the kind of money that she donated all through her life was 75,000 rupees month on month for 14 months till her last days. I just can't, I just can't hold myself, the kind of generosity and the kind of feelings that she would have had, and when she came to know about this service, she sacrificed her life for it. It will not be wrong on her, how much ever I talk about her. She lived a very frugal life. Telugulo చెప్తారు, ఒంటి మీద ఒక చీర, దండం మీద ఒక చీర అన్నట్టుగానే బ్రతికింది తన జీవితాంతము. But finally, not satisfied with what she had given, in her last days, she wrote a letter to me saying that that piece of land, what was earlier given to us, be sold and given to this facility. And mind you, at that point of time, about 6 years back, it was not worth any small amount. It was close to 1 crore of rupees, which she decided to give. But finally, she had passed away. And then on that day, but of course, the family was not very comfortable. I could never take it back. So I said that, okay, let the family listen. To add to this, the list can go on. There is a couple who is part of this audience today. They have given their life's earnings. Once they have, they have seen their son being passed away. They lost their son to this dreaded disease called cancer. They gave a huge amount to us. And what makes me even more humble is, for the last foundation stone ceremony, when they gave this money and then they were getting back, they were actually waiting on the street, waiting for an RTC bus. When I was said, what are you doing here? No, sir, it will cost me a few hundred rupees if I go by the cab, so I can't afford this. I think nobody can be more humble and more this thing and all. We all should this and all. A person who has donated 25 lakh rupees was hesitating to spend few hundred rupees for her own comfort of going back home in a cab. So, this is what the strength of the foundation, what I said. So I can say you, this will hold this institution much stronger and for much longer than the steel and the cement that has gone into it. I would say that. I strongly believe that we all sitting here across, as they said, we have been blessed by our Almighty much more than what we can eat and digest in this life of ours, I strongly believe. And the society around is definitely responsible for us to be what we are today. So I would submit here that all of us should feel and do our duty with the responsibility towards the needs of the society. Thank you very much and bless you all. I once again bow and give my respects to the ministers, the corporates, all individuals for helping us to make this what you are all supposed to see. There are many corporates. TCS is here, State Bank of India is here. I can keep on going on. The kind of support that exists and all. Thank you very much and please.
Thank you, Suresh. That was very, very heartfelt. And here now we are at what seems to be like the culmination of a journey, a dream executed, a purpose-built hospice, and what now? What lies ahead? To talk about this, let me invite the man who believes that this is just the beginning of much, much more to come. Our past president, Jagdish Ramadugu, is the MD and CEO of Pragati FinServe. He is a detail-oriented man who can at the same time dream very big on a macro level. And he has a solid understanding of business operations through his experience in the corporate world. And that's what the future of Sparsh needs. A planner with an attention to detail along with a focus on accountability. So Jagdish is going to talk to us about the future of Sparsh.
Thank you, Pranati. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Chief Guest Sri KTR Garu, Dr. Mahesh Kotbagi, and other guests and dignitaries out here. It's my privilege to stand here as a trustee and more importantly as a treasurer of this trust to talk about the way forward. As they say, an army moves on its stomach and NGO works on basis of generosity of its donors. So I once again, though my colleagues have already thanked each of you personally, I once again as treasurer wish to thank all the donors and all the well-wishers who have opened their hearts and their purses to Sparsh Hospice in the past. We started very small with just a corpus of 10 lakhs, but with the confidence and the commitment of the team and the people behind us, we have been able to provide free service to the last 10 years to more than 5,000 patients, both in hospice and at home care. Over and above that, we have also spent, in addition to the support received from donors like Sri Churuchapalli, we have spent almost 10 crores on this facility and making up all the facilities related to this new building. So going forward, in addition to we were operating 20 beds, now we are operating close to 82 beds. Sustainability is a very, very important part for any organization, and financial sustainability is a very key part of what we are looking forward to. So the way we have planned is we expect around 1/3 of our operating expenses, which is expected to be in the range of 45 lakh rupees a month, to come from some of the food court and some paid room services that we are planning. We are also creating a corpus with the help of some of the donors that have already been promised support and some more whom we are expecting to support, which will, the investment income of which will take care of some additional expenses. Additionally, every year we've been running a lot of fundraisers and events which have been contributed, which have given some surplus so that we can continue to keep the services free to as many patients as possible. I just want to highlight one key aspect. The members of Rotary Club of Banjara Hills have been a very key support to this whole venture. And just yesterday, on the occasion of this inauguration, they have donated close to 2 crore rupees towards the corpus fund of this purse. So I wish to thank all my colleagues from Rotary Banjara who opened their purses to this. So charity begins at home. So with this charity, we think we can focus on building the corpus that we wanted to do. Second, sir, I wish to all of you, I wish to bring to notice that this is not just a patient care facility. We also have built some facilities for training social workers and healthcare workers in the areas of palliative care. This is an emerging field. The need, as Dr. Subramaniam and Suresh have pointed out, is enormous. It's growing year by year. Cancer is a very visible disease, and so is the need for hospice care. So we think that these training facilities can be used to train a large number of social workers and medical professionals who can go out and expand the services in other private sector and government sector services as well. And we are very keen to work and partner with the government of Telangana's health department to make this a reality, sir. So I just want to bring one thing to your notice. Till 1990s, there were hardly a handful of hospice care centers in a country like United States. In just 25 years, they have expanded the number of hospice care centers from a handful to more than 5,000. And today, a country which 1/3 of our population takes care of almost nearly 2 million hospice care patients a year. And the key factor for this was an act called 1986 Medicaid Act, where the government, the United States government supported the hospice care through a Medicaid program very similar to the Aragashri program that the government of Telangana that we are running, sir. So I will use this occasion to request the Honorable Minister and the government to see if these hospice care facilities can be included in Aragashri, covered under Aragashri, so that not only Sparsh Hospice, but many more hospice centers in the future can be run more sustainably. Moving ahead, so I think while we have this wonderful team Banjara and all these donors sitting out here behind us, encouraging us in every step, the Honorable Minister, sir, you have been a major source of support and strength to all of us in the trust. And having crossed this milestone in the last 10 years, where we started off in 2010-11 and to where we are today, we are quite challenged. We are willing to take additional challenges beyond what we have run, sir. So we would, we see a lot of related areas, like the areas of assisted living, areas of taking care of the elderly, areas of cancer prevention and cancer care, which we see as the next logical steps to where we want to move. And through this venue, I also express the willingness of our trust to accept any new challenges, and we also seek the support of all the donors and well-wishers towards our new programs ahead, sir. Thank you very much.
So, you've heard the business plans and expansion plans from Jagdish. Thank you very much. You've heard this journey from our 3 long-term trustees. And in this journey, we've actually been blessed with to have met and developed relationships with some extremely special people. And top on the list is Padmabhushan Sri Varaprasad Reddy Garu, founder of Shanta Biotech. సార్ నేను చాలా ప్రయత్నం చేశాను మీ గురించి తెలుగులోనే మాట్లాడాలని. నేను అది ట్రాన్స్లేట్ కూడా చేశాను కానీ నా వల్ల కాలేదు. సో నేను ఇంగ్లీష్లోనే కంటిన్యూ చేస్తాను ఇప్పుడు. అవర్ రిలేషన్షిప్ విత్ హిమ్ started with us approaching him for a donation, and it spiraled into having a committed, active well-wisher for Sparsh Hospice. Sometimes he was more engaged and involved than the core group involved in this Sparsh Hospice. Every so often, he picks up the phone and scolds the trustees for not being active enough in this task, for not meeting deadlines, and for that we are grateful, sir. Words cannot express our gratitude for the role you have played in making this day possible, sir. You have given selflessly of your time and efforts, and as if all that effort was not sufficient, sir is one of the biggest donors for this project. I request him to please say a few words to us.
తెలుగే కదా అందరికీ పాటించండి. ఈ మానవీయ సేవ సంబంధించినటువంటి స్పర్శ హాస్పిస్ నూతన భవన ప్రారంభోత్సవానికి ఈ సేవతో సంబంధం అనుబంధం ఉన్నటువంటి మీరందరూ ఇక్కడికి వచ్చారు. మీ అందరికీ నమస్కారం. ఈ భవనానికి శంకుస్థాపన చేయడానికి వచ్చి సంకల్పం చాలా శుద్ధంగా పెట్టుకున్నారు కాబట్టి ఇంత అందమైన బిల్డింగ్ వచ్చింది. ఇవాళ ప్రారంభోత్సవానికి కూడా వచ్చారు. రామారావు గారికి ప్రత్యేకమైన నమస్కారాలు. అంటే శంకుస్థాపనకి వచ్చారు. ఆ రోజు ఆయన మనసులో కోరుకుంది ఇది మంచి భవనంగా తయారు కావాలి, త్వరగా రావాలని. కోవిడ్ కారణంగా 2 ఏళ్ళు అనుకున్న దానికన్నా ఆలస్యమైంది. మా సురేష్ కోవిడ్ టైంలో కూడా పనిచేయించాడు. అయినా ఇంత సమయం పట్టింది, కానీ అందంగా వచ్చింది భవనం. అంటే నాది క్వాలిటీలో నేను ట్రైన్ అయినవాడు కాబట్టి అక్కడక్కడ కొన్ని నాకు సరిగా అనిపించలేదు. మీ అబ్బాయి చెప్పాను ఇంకొంచెం రిఫైన్మెంట్ చేయాలని. కానీ మీ సేవ అద్భుతం. ప్రపంచంలో అనేక రకాల సేవలు ఉంటాయి. చేయాలనుకునే వాళ్ళకి అన్నదానం ఒక సేవే, వస్త్రదానం సేవే, భూదానం సేవే, గోదానం సేవే, విద్యాదానం అన్నిటికన్నా మంచి సేవే. అవన్నీ మనిషికి ఒక దశ వరకే. అవసాన దశ అనేది ఒకటి వస్తుంది ప్రతి మనిషికి. అవసాన దశలో కావలసిన చేయడమే ఈ మానవీయ సేవ. ఆ చివరి దశలో వాళ్ళకి ఏ కోరికలు ఉండవు. వాళ్ళకి బట్టలు అక్కర్లేదు, ఇళ్ళు అక్కర్లేదు, భూములు అక్కర్లేదు, కార్లు అక్కర్లేదు. సుఖంగా సునాయాసంగా దాటిపోవాలని కోరుకుంటారు వాళ్ళు. అలాంటి వాళ్ళకి ఒక ఆత్మీయ స్పర్శ, ఒక ఆత్మీయమైన పలకరింపు, ఆ రెండే కొరబడతాయి. వాళ్ళు బాధలో ఉంటారు. ఇంట్లో వాళ్ళు కూడా ఆ బాధను చూసి ఆయన బాధను మరిపించే పద్ధతిలో ఉండరు, వాళ్ళు బాధలో ఉంటారు. ఇలాంటి సమయంలోనే చివరి మజిలీ ప్రతి వ్యక్తికి అందరికీ సునాయాసంగా ఉండదు. ఈ క్యాన్సర్ వచ్చిన వాళ్ళకి బాధలో ఉంటారు. ఈ పాలియేటివ్ కేర్ అన్న మాట ఇంగ్లీష్ పదం ఉంది, కానీ నా ఉద్దేశంలో పాలియేటివ్ కేరే మనం చెప్పుకోవాల్సింది. చివరి దశలో వాళ్ళకి ఆత్మీయమైన స్పర్శ, పలకరింపు. వారి చివరి కోరికలు చాలా స్వల్పంగా ఉంటాయి. ఏ ఐస్ క్రీమ్ తినాలను, ఏ హీరోను చూడాలను, కేటీ రామారావు గారిని చూడాలను, ఏదో ఉంటాయి వాళ్ళ కోరికలు. తీసుకొచ్చి చూపించాలి, వాళ్ళ కోరికలు తీర్చాలి. అది పెద్ద కోరికలు కావు. అవి చూసి వాళ్ళని సుఖంగా ఆ మజిలీ దాటిస్తే ఆత్మ సంతృప్తిగా వెళ్తాయి. అలాంటి సేవ ఈ సేవ. అందుకని నా ఉద్దేశంలో మానవీయ సేవ అంటే ఇదే. మిగతావన్నీ ఆర్థిక ప్రతిపత్తి ఉన్నప్పుడు ఏదైనా చేయొచ్చు. మా సురేష్ మనిషి దాటిపోయాక సేవ చేస్తాడు. ఆయన మహాప్రస్థానం. దానికి ముందు దశది. ఆయన వెర్టికల్ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్లో ఉన్నారు. దానికి ఇంకేమైనా చేయాలో ఆలోచించండి. సో ఈ సేవలో పాల్గొంటున్నటువంటి అందరూ డాక్టర్లకి, మెడికల్ ఫోర్సెస్కి, పారామెడికల్ ఫోర్స్కి, వాళ్ళందరికీ నా శిరస్సు వచ్చే నమస్కారం. ఈ సేవ ఇంత తేలికైంది కాదు. బాధలో ఉన్న వ్యక్తిని ఎంతసేపు చూస్తూ ఉండగలం? సంతోషంగా ఉన్న వ్యక్తితో కాసేపు కూర్చోవచ్చు. బాధలో ఉన్న వ్యక్తితో కూర్చుని ఆ బాధని తను మింగి వాళ్ళకి ఉపశమనం కలిగించే విధంగా ప్రవర్తించాలంటే దానికి చాలా సంయమనం కావాలి, చాలా ఔదార్యం కావాలి, బేసిక్గా ముందు సంస్కారం కావాలి. అలాంటి వాళ్ళతో కూర్చోవాలంటుంటే ఆలోచన. ప్రణతి గారికి, సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం గారికి, ఈ వ్యవస్థతో సంబంధం పెట్టుకున్న సురేష్ గారికి, మిగతా సభ్యులందరికీ, ఈరోజు అతిథిగా వచ్చినటువంటి కోట్బాగి గారికి, మీ అందరికీ నా నమస్కారాలు తెలియజేస్తూ, ఇలాంటి మానవీయమైనటువంటి సేవలకి ఇతోధికంగా ప్రభుత్వం కూడా చాలా సహాయం చేస్తుంది. సుమారుగా నేను సంవత్సరన్నర కాలం పాటు ఈ స్థలం కోసం నేను, సుబ్రహ్మణ్యం గారు, మేమంతా ప్రయత్నం చేసి, సురేష్ గారు కూడా ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారి దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి చెప్పినప్పుడు ఆయన బాగా స్పందించారు. తప్పకుండా చేద్దామన్నారు. కానీ సరైన స్థలం కోసమే మేము వెతుకులాడుతున్నప్పుడు ఈ ఓక్ రిడ్జ్ పక్కన ఇంత గొప్ప స్థలాన్ని ఆయన మనస్ఫూర్తిగా ఇచ్చారు. ఇవ్వబట్టే మనం ఇంత మంచి బిల్డింగ్ కట్టుకోగలిగాం. దానికి మంచి శంకుస్థాపన జరిగింది కాబట్టే భవన నిర్మాణం సాగింది. ఇవాళ దాన్ని ప్రారంభోత్సవం చేసుకున్నాం. ఇలాంటి మరిన్ని రావాలని కోరుకోవద్దు, కానీ ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పుడు హాస్పిటల్స్ ఎక్కువ కావాలంటే ఎక్కువ రోగులు కావాలని కోరుకున్నట్టు, ఇలాంటి వాటి అవసరం లేకుండా మనం ఆ క్యాన్సర్ని జయించగలిగితే ఆ దిశలో మీ రీసెర్చ్ చేసేదానికి ఫండింగ్ ఇవ్వండి సురేష్ గారు. రీసెర్చ్ ఫౌండేషన్ టు ఎలిమినేట్ క్యాన్సర్. ఇంటిగ్రేషన్లో నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్, ముందు స్టెప్. నేను మంత్రి గారు వచ్చినప్పుడు ఏదో ఒక వరం కోరుకోవాలి కాబట్టి అడుగుతున్నాను. ఇలాంటి సేవకి చేస్తున్నటువంటి ఆర్గనైజేషన్కి వాటర్ బిల్స్ వద్దు, ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ బిల్స్ వద్దు, మున్సిపల్ ట్యాక్సెస్ వద్దు. దయచేసి వాటిని మినహాయించండి. దాంట్లో భాగంగా నమస్కారం.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, as I call upon our next speaker, it gives me great pride to acknowledge the role of Rotary in our quest for this ambitious project. This started, sir, as a dream of one person, our charter president, but was fulfilled only because all our club members believed in it and supported it, giving truth to the adage, none of us is as smart as all of us. It is because of Rotary we could all come together as a beginning, progress by keeping together, and achieve success by working together. This organization, Rotary, has taught us a lot, and our club will continue to be the driving force behind this project. Today at this event, Rotary International is being represented by the Rotary International Director, Dr. Mahesh Kodbagi. Dr. Mahesh is a staunch supporter of the Rotary Foundation and has a deep commitment to Rotary values. And Sparsh Hospice has been a major beneficiary of a grant from Rotary Foundation to the tune of $180,000. And we are very grateful that we are part of this big organization. In a nutshell, to describe Dr. Mahesh, he's a doctor by profession, a gynecologist in fact, an entrepreneur by nature, an adventurer by passion, and a Rotary leader by achievement. Sir, I request you to come and say a few words to us.
Namaskara. What a lovely day today. When I see these circular walls and when I hear, I get the echoes. Even this mic gives the echoes. Today is a special program to acknowledge one and all who are the volunteers and supporters. Of course, beginning with our Honorary Minister, KTR. In fact, I like to see a very, very young minister from Telangana who is a visionary. And he's so simply dressed, I thought that I am too overdressed. But my protocol doesn't allow me to underdress. So I was just thinking, if you overdress, then you become a Rotary director, And if you underdress, then you become a minister. But today, it's all the people I was just listening to them. You're also listening to me. You know, God gave us the 5 sensory organs. The first is Shabda. You heard that lady's story, and everyone is touched. It's such a small thing she had, but such a big vision she had. So Shabda plays one of the vital roles in our life. This is the same Shabda when these patients, they come with the pain, they must be calling Garu, they must be calling Akka, they must be, screaming in pain, and they're living in some house. And the second sensory comes is Sparsh. I think that is what today's Sparsh Hospice has been named. Even the Sparsh over there is a very little different Sparsh. This Sparsh is either they're warm, or till their end of the breath, they become cold. So this is the Sparsh what they go into their journey. Rasa is, I don't know how many of you have ever experienced such kind of patients in your own places. But you will find a lot of enzymes, fecal matters. You'll find the typical, when the metastasis grows more and more, especially in the cancer patients, the entire house becomes like a patient kind of concept. It's not one patient, but it's the entire family which starts getting, feeling of that, I cannot use the word filth, but feeling of that kind of a responsibility. And it's a very, very touchy feeling. So Shabda, Sparsha, Rasa, and when you see a Roop, because you all have the memories of that person for a long time. He's healthy, he's hearty, he's smiley, and suddenly he gets diagnosed that he will not have any future life, and his Roop starts changing. He starts becoming blackish blue, he starts becoming thinner, he starts becoming breathless. And one has to see this Roop. And the last, the Gandha, which is also one of the sensory organs which we get. The people in his own house who has loved him so much, they start feeling that he should not live in this premises. And this person, he always says, my dream is, I don't want to be dependent in my life. I've lived a life with pride, and this is the time that I don't wish to live a life with a dependency. I don't want my people to lift me for the toilets. I don't want someone to give me a feed from my tubes. It's a very, very different kind of a scenario. I think today Sparsh, Rotary, government of Telangana, they all came together and they created this wonderful structure, and my best compliments to them. In fact, I was just looking at visionary things, When you get such lands, you don't get allowed because these are amnesty lands or a government trust lands. But they allowed you to create this shopping center which gives you a sustainability model, because these white walls look beautiful and clean, but this white wall is a white elephant to run. We have run so many hospitals through Rotary or individual. To run a good hospice or hospital is a very, very big challenging job. Every year and year, to maintain the staff, to do the maintenance, and so many other expenses becomes, one of the most challenging thing. I would like to request the Honorary Minister here, if at all some arrangement like this Ayushman Bhava, or these reimbursement to the heart surgeries, or like the DBCS where you get the ophthalmic grant, if at all hospice gets included in one of the state grants, I think that will be a great help in future, and some of these budgets can get matched. Of course, the philanthropic donor will always there to support. But I think there should be a system, and I always believe a system, that you do at least a 50% paid, and let the paid income go to the subsidy, where you do the 50% of free patients. If you start earning more, or if your corpus starts getting you more and more returns, then your 50% poor can always go to 60%, 70%. But it has to be a self-sustaining model. Because you can never ever, expect in future that whether these kind of funds will keep on always coming or not. And that is one of the biggest challenge what I feel. But more or less, I think it's a very, very nice concept. At the end, I remember Bhagwan Osho. I don't know how many of you read Bhagwan Osho Rajneesh. And he said very specific words. He clubbed a Kabir's Doha. And he said, when I was born in this life, it says that, Jab hum paida hue, tab jag hase aur hum roye. I was crying and the whole world was, laughing. And at the end he said, live a life in such a way that even at the end of the life, when you go to the journey of that eternal spirit, let people also laugh with the memories of your good work. Because I look at this balcony right now, there are 10, 20 cameras and the video photos here going on. I'll tell you, you can't store these photos anywhere in your life. Once upon a time, in our houses, in the halls, there used to be big frames and photos. Today, even the architecture or the interior design doesn't allow these photos to put. I know so many stories. In fact, my daughter said, let's remove one photo because I don't want to see the photo in my bedroom. And the photo went in the drawer and it went in the loft and the photo was kept away. So important is not the photo, but important is what you create. I think thanks to all donors, your future generations will remember that my grandfather, my father, created a center of this Sparsh Hospice, which really touched to the hearts. And that they will remember more better than the photo, and that will be engraved of future. So ladies and gentlemen, with these words, I really only say that every person who comes in this center, let him have the last breath with a satisfaction, with the dignity, with a good service, with a non-discrimination. I know so many such hospice centers, the ratio of success is very, very rare, very, very less. But at least at that last journey, through volunteerism, you can create miracles. Someone who's a singer can come here and do an entertainment. Someone who's an artist can do a painting. Someone can, come and do the storytelling. The list is endless. It is not only the money, but it is the trust and the faith and sympathy which you have to give to these people. And may God bless you, and may God bless to all those people who are going to come here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words, your suggestions, and I'm sure we'll be able to take them up in future. Now, we come to a very special part of our ceremony. Acknowledging the good you already have in life and expressing gratitude is the foundation of all abundance, and we've believed that. We move on to an emotionally charged portion of our event, where we want to say a sincere thank you to all our donors. Today it's not possible to acknowledge the thousands who have given us in many forms. Let me start with the most major of all. And this year, we are symbolizing our appreciation with the gift of sapling plants. Our largest single donor, Mr. Chukkapalli Suresh. Suresh Reddy, our long-term trustee, will escort him. Sir, Minister Garu. We are acknowledging our donors with an appreciation of the gift of a sapling plant. Plants and trees give us the token to live on earth in the form of oxygen, and donors have done the same to us. They've given us the oxygen to survive. So, sir, 1 minute, just stay on please until we speak a little more about you. So, I'm sure all of you heard this famous saying on Mother's Day that since God cannot be everywhere, He made mothers. For Sparsh Hospice, He gave us the government of Telangana represented by Sri KTR Garu, our well-wisher and benefactor Sri Varaprasad Reddy Garu, and our building partner Sri Chukkapalli Suresh Garu, Chairman of Phoenix Group and Honorary Consul General to the Republic of Korea. The basic structure of this building that you see has been constructed for us by Phoenix. A lot of hard work went into it. While philanthropy and kindness with which this was undertaken are beyond any form of measure for us, in material terms, it is a gigantic amount of 6 crores. And we are extremely grateful. And just now you heard our RI director say that what we have done for ourselves alone dies with us. But what we have done for others and the world remains and is immortal. And this building, sir, will remain an everlasting symbol of kindness, empathy and compassion of Phoenix Group and Suresh Garu, and many other philanthropic works like Mahaprasthanam that you are executing will also live on as everlasting symbols of your work, sir. We are deeply, deeply grateful. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So, as we move on to acknowledge our further donors, we have wing donors who have donated 1 crore or more, and Dr. K. Varaprasad Reddy and family are the first among this category of donors. I request Narmada and Maheshwari to please. So they are wing donors who have contributed more than 1 crore. Our own members, Dr. Rohini and Dr. Shivanand, who are not here today, have contributed. We would like to acknowledge Hetero Foundation's contribution in this category and Deccan Development Fund based in Hyderabad and California. I request Chakradhar, Suresh and friends based in the United States who collected more than 1 crore of money for us to please come on and accept this sapling. Sir? Parthad Reddy gar, sir. I did not realize you had come, sir. Please do come. Huh, sir? Sir, please. So, Hetero Foundation's donation of more than 1 crore. I'm really sorry. I didn't realize that you had come, sir. Sir, Parthad Reddy gar, sir. Please. I'm sorry, I think there's been some confusion. So now we'll move on to donations of 75 lakhs or more, which is the platinum category of donors. And topping that list is Pride Motors, represented by Mr. Suresh Reddy. And this donation comes in addition to a lot of work that Suresh puts in. I would also like to acknowledge here in this category Dr. Praveen and Dr. Anuradha Kollipara, based in the United States of America. Dr. Praveen could not be here today and he is represented by his brother Srinivas. They have donated more than 75 lakhs and Dr. Praveen was very active in getting us the Rotary Foundation grant also. Now the gold category of donations of 50 lakhs or more, I would like to invite the Chairman and Managing Director of the Rainbow Group of Hospitals, Dr. Ramesh Kancharla, a man I am proud to work for and an organization I am very proud to work for. Thank you very much for having given us this kind donation. And it came very, very early on, many years ago, when we were in real dire need of that money. Thank you, Dr. Ramesh. Konda Sanjay and Durga Reddy from the United States of America fall into this category. I request their father, Professor Ramchandra Reddy, to please come onto the stage and receive the memento from Minister Garu. Thank you very much, Andy. I call upon Mr. Krishna Yedula, Vice President, and Mr. Vasu Pendyala, Director Finance of Virtusa Consulting Services, who also are in the gold category of donations amounting to 50 lakhs or more. Thank you. I call upon the CEO and Chairman of Terminus Group, Mr. S.P. Reddy, to come and receive his. Yes. SBI.
Ongoing operational funds, their subsidiary SBI cards has been given apart from that.
And now I call upon Mr. Amit Jingran, SBI LHO Hyderabad. Thank you very much, sir. Not only have they donated in this gold category of 50 lakhs or more, they are giving us ongoing support for our operational expenses, and that has been a huge relief. A big hand of applause. And finally, we have good news. Providence, one of the largest healthcare systems, has agreed to engage with Sparsh, and we look forward to their long-term support. Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. You can sit down. And now, we have concluded with acknowledging donors. We come to special moment of this event. I'm sure all of you are well versed with the countless accomplishments of the Honorable Minister Shri KTR Garu and the many hats that he wears. నేను చెప్పనండి, నేను చాలా ట్రై చేశాను, అది అలా హార్ట్ నుంచి రావట్లేదు, ఈ ప్యాషన్ ఎక్కువ ఉంది. And strictly, I'll try, sir. Next time వరకు I will, when we build the next building. And strictly speaking, sir, it would not be cliched for me to say that he needs no introduction. But I think this audience needs an introduction to him from the Sparsh Hospice perspective, the Sparsh KTR. He first visited the hospice in October 2016 on World Hospice Day. It was a day of extremely bad weather. Rain was pouring down, traffic was bad, but despite all this, he came. All our outdoor arrangements had fallen apart due to heavy rain, but without batting an eyelid, he huddled with a big crowd of us in a small hall on the premises. This was anyway before the Corona era. Everyone remembers your crisp tour of the facility, sir, the discerning questions you asked of our staff and patients, and your quick insight into issues at hand. And one of the first things and most touching things he did was, he wrote out a large check of his own personal donation to the hospice, and this was a true demonstration of living by example. He promised us land in time for 2017 Dasera in 2016 October. And true to his word, and much faster than the deadline he had set, in June 2017, he made us lay the foundation stone for the hospice on this land where we are standing today. Sir, you've put even Indigo Airlines to shame in terms of the speed of arrival with which you brought us over here. You walked into Sparsh, you left footprints not only on the premises but on all our hearts, and for that we are deeply grateful. Your attitude and deeds have left an everlasting impression on all of us here, and on many more, I think, considering that you have more than 3 million followers on Twitter now. So, this is the Sparsh KTR. A man, as Nike would say, just does it. I request him to say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you, Pranati. Next time, Telugulo మాట్లాడతారు కదా. Thank you. గౌరవనీయులు పెద్దలు వరప్రసాద్ రెడ్డి గారు, గౌరవనీయులు డాక్టర్ మహేష్ గారు, గౌరవనీయులు వికాస్ గారు, my Principal Secretary for Industry, Commerce, Information Technology, Jayesh Ranjan garu, my Secretary for Agriculture who was right here. In fact, he was the collector when we had laid the foundation stone here, Raghunandan Rao garu. I don't know where he is now, but he was right here. And sorry. గౌరవనీయులు మా సార్ యూనిఫామ్ లేకపోతే గుర్తుపట్టలేదు సార్, ఏమనుకోవద్దు. గౌరవనీయులు మా డీజీపీ గారు మహేందర్ రెడ్డి గారు, గౌరవ ఈ కార్యక్రమంలో పాల్పంచుకుంటున్న పెద్దలందరికీ పేరు పేరున, బికాజ్ ఐ హ్యావ్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్రెండ్స్ హియర్ హూ ఐ హ్యావ్ మెట్ విత్ పర్సనలీ అండ్ హూ ఐ నో వెరీ వెరీ వెల్. సురేష్ గారు, ఎస్పీ ఆనందన్న, and all of you, in fact everybody who's here, my sincere greetings to you. Namaste. As part of our journey, అంటే ఒక ప్రజాప్రతినిధిగా, ప్రభుత్వంలో ఒక బాధ్యుడిగా ప్రతిరోజు చాలా కార్యక్రమాలకు పోతూ ఉంటాం. We meet a lot of people, we go to a lot of programs, we inaugurate, we unveil, we lay foundation stones, we do lots of those things. Can I was just telling Jayesh on my way here, we came together. చాలా కొన్ని ప్రోగ్రామ్స్లో మాత్రమే, కొద్ది కార్యక్రమాల్లో పాల్గొన్నప్పుడు మాత్రమే నిజంగా ఇన్నర్ సాటిస్ఫాక్షన్, ఆత్మసంతృప్తి అనేది కొన్ని కార్యక్రమాల్లో మాత్రమే కలుగుతుంది. without a question, without a doubt, without a question, this is one such program. In fact, 5 ఏళ్ల కిందట అక్టోబర్ 2016లో ఆనాడు స్పర్శ్ హాస్పిస్ వరల్డ్ హాస్పిస్ డే రోజు మమ్మల్ని విజిట్ చేయమని కోరారు. ఐ షుడ్ కన్ఫెస్, నాకు నిజంగానే ఆ రోజు ఆ ఇన్విటేషన్ వచ్చే వరకు పాలియేటివ్ కేర్ అంటే ఏంటో నాకు తెలియదు. నేను అంతో ఇంతో చదువుకున్నవాడిని, ప్రపంచంలో చాలా దేశాలు చూసినవాడిని, కానీ నేను కూడా ఎప్పుడు పాలియేటివ్ కేర్ అనే మాట వినలేదు. పాలియేటివ్ కేర్ అంటే ఏంటో కూడా నాకు నిజానికి ఆనాడికి తెలియదు. కానీ ఎప్పుడైతే హాస్పిస్ నుంచి, బంజారా రోటరీ నుంచి ఇన్విటేషన్ వచ్చిందో, ఐ స్టార్టెడ్ రీడింగ్ అప్. ఐ స్టార్టెడ్ లుకింగ్ అప్ వాట్ అ హాస్పిస్ ఇస్, హౌ దీస్ ఫంక్షన్, ఏ రకంగా ఇవన్నీ కూడా మెయింటైన్ అవుతాయి, ఇవన్నీ కూడా కొంత అధ్యయనం చేయడం మొదలుపెట్టాను. కానీ చదవడం వేరు, చూడడం వేరు. ఒకసారి అక్టోబర్ 2016లో బంజారా హిల్స్లోని ఆ చిన్న సెంటర్, నిజంగా బాగా గుర్తుంది నాకు. ఇప్పుడు ప్రణతి చెప్తుంటే, మధు వాజ్ ఆల్సో దేర్, ప్రణతి చెప్తుంటే గుర్తొచ్చింది. ఆ రోజు వర్షం పడుతుంది. ఇక వర్షం పడితే హైదరాబాద్లో ట్రాఫిక్ ఉంటుంది, దానికి నేను ఒక్కనే బాధ్యుని కాదు. బట్ ఐఎమ్ ద మున్సిపల్ మినిస్టర్ ఆల్సో, సేఫర్ ఐ గెట్ ట్రోల్డ్ క్వైట్ బిట్ ఇన్ సోషల్ మీడియా, బట్ నెవర్దెలెస్. సో కొద్ది ట్రాఫిక్ ఉన్న, ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉన్నా, ఫైనలీ వీ మేడ్ ఇట్ సమ్హౌ. బట్ వాట్ వాజ్ అస్టౌండింగ్ వాజ్ the determination, the focus, the effort, and more importantly, the affection. All these people who were running the facility had in them, the commitment levels in them. It was astounding. I was truly blown away. నిజంగా కూడా చూసిన తర్వాత ఒకసారిగా గొప్పగా అనిపించింది. ఎందుకంటే 8 బెడ్సే ఉండొచ్చు, 8 పడకలే ఉండొచ్చు, కానీ చాలా గొప్పగా, చాలా అరుదైన ఒక సందర్భాన్ని ఆనాడు చూడడం జరిగింది. ఆ రోజు వరప్రసాద్ రెడ్డి గారు ఇంకా ఇతర పెద్దలు ఏమన్నారంటే, సరే మేమేదో మాకున్న పరిమితుల్లో, మాకున్న లిమిటెడ్ రిసోర్సెస్తో ఒక మంచి కార్యక్రమం చేస్తున్నాము. గవర్నమెంట్ కెన్ సపోర్ట్ అస్, దెర్ ఆర్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ విల్లింగ్ డోనర్స్. చాలామంది ఉన్నారు. ఇందాక వరప్రసాద్ రెడ్డి గారు చాలా చక్కగా తెలుగులో చెప్పారు. 3 ఉండాలి: సంయమనం, ఔదార్యం, అన్నింటికి మించి సంస్కారం. ఈ 3 ఉండాలన్నారు. అవి ఉన్నవాళ్ళు చాలామంది మన రాష్ట్రంలో, మన నగరంలో ఉన్నారు, పెద్దవాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు. మీరు ప్రభుత్వం నుంచి ఒక మంచి స్థలం ఇస్తే, మంచి ప్లేస్లో చక్కగా చేయగలిగిన వాళ్ళు చాలామంది ఉన్నారన్నారు. అన్నట్టుగానే ఈరోజు సంవత్సరం లోపలే స్థలం వచ్చింది. మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడికి నేను, ఆనాడు డాక్టర్ లక్ష్మారెడ్డి గారు, అప్పుడు హెల్త్ మినిస్టర్ గారు, ఇద్దరం కూడా వచ్చాము, శంకుస్థాపన చేసుకున్నాం. మధ్యలో కోవిడ్ రాకపోయి ఉంటే ఫీనిక్స్ స్పీడ్కి అయితే నాకు తెలిసి ఇప్పటికి ఎప్పుడూ అయిపోయాల్సింది. బట్ కొద్దిగా కోవిడ్ రావడం వల్ల ఆలస్యమైనట్టుంది. కానీ బట్ 5 ఏళ్ల లోపే ఇంత చక్కటి బిల్డింగ్ ఈరోజు ఇక్కడ రావడం అనేది నిజంగా కూడా మై కాంప్లిమెంట్స్ టు ద ఎంటైర్ టీమ్ ఆఫ్ స్పర్శ్, యూ హావ్ డన్ అ ఫ్యాంటాస్టిక్ జాబ్. ఐ వాజ్ ఇన్ ఫ్యాక్ట్ ఆస్కింగ్ మధు టు సెండ్ మీ సమ్ పిక్చర్స్ దట్ ఐ కెన్ ట్వీట్, ఐ కెన్ టాక్ అబౌట్, సో దట్ వీ కెన్ ఇన్స్పైర్ మోర్ పీపుల్, స్ప్రెడ్ ద వర్డ్ అండ్ ఇన్స్పైర్ మోర్ పీపుల్. ఇందాక వరప్రసాద్ రెడ్డి గారితో డబుల్ చెక్ చేసుకున్నాను. ఆశయం మంచిదైనప్పుడు, ఆలోచన మంచిదైనప్పుడు, సంకల్ప బలం ఉన్నప్పుడు డెఫినెట్గా థింగ్స్ విల్ ఫాల్ ఇన్ ప్లేస్. కేసీఆర్ గారు ఎప్పుడు చెప్తూ ఉంటారు, వాక్శుద్ధి, చిత్తశుద్ధి, లక్ష్యశుద్ధి, ఈ 3 ఉంటే తప్పకుండా మనం ఏదైతే అనుకుంటామో ఖచ్చితంగా జరిగి తీరుతుంది అని. దానికి ఈరోజు గొప్ప ఉదాహరణ మీరు ఇక్కడ నెలకొల్పిన ఈ అద్భుతమైన ఫెసిలిటీ అని నేను మీ అందరికి హృదయపూర్వకంగా విజ్ఞప్తి చేస్తాను. నాకు జగదీష్ చెప్పింది బాగా నచ్చింది. జగదీష్ సెడ్, ఇది ఒక మైల్ స్టోన్ మాత్రమే, ఇంకా చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాము. క్యాన్సర్ ట్రీట్మెంట్ కానీ ఇంకా ఇతరత్ర కానీ. I think that's a great idea, Jagdish Garu. I think you should and you must, and we'll be more than happy to support you. Myself, Jayesh, DGP Garu, tappakunda andaram kuda will throw our entire government's weight behind you. We'll make it happen in a place of your choice. Endukante మేము కూడా పనిచేస్తూ ఉన్నాం, టాటా ట్రస్ట్తో కూడా కలిసి పనిచేస్తూ ఉన్నాం. టాటా ట్రస్ట్ వాళ్ళు కూడా ముందుకు వచ్చారు. ఈ మధ్యనే మన హెట్రో గ్రూప్ వాళ్ళు కూడా ఒక సాయి సింధు ఫౌండేషన్ అని చెప్పి వాళ్ళు కూడా ఒక బ్రహ్మాండమైన హాస్పిటల్ పెట్టేదానికి వారు కూడా వచ్చారు. ఇట్లా మన రాష్ట్రంలో మన ప్రజలకి ఈ ప్రాంతంలో ఉండే అవసరాలు, ఆరోగ్యపరమైన సమస్యలు, వాటికి సంబంధించిన నివారణ చర్యలు ఏం చేస్తే బాగుంటుందో తప్పకుండా మీరు ఆలోచించండి. ఆలోచించినట్టయితే పక్కాగా మేము అందరం కూడా మీకు సపోర్ట్గా ఉంటాం. మీరు సురేష్ గారు, మీరు అందరూ మాట్లాడుకుని, ఇఫ్ యూ కెన్ కమ్ ఫార్వర్డ్ అండ్ టెల్ అస్ వాట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ దట్ యూ వాంటింగ్ టు డూ అండ్ వాట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ దట్ యూ వాంట్ ద గవర్నమెంట్ టు డూ, డెఫినెట్గా చేద్దాం. వరప్రసాద్ రెడ్డి గారు అడిగారు, ఇంత మంచి ఫెసిలిటీ కట్టుకున్నాం, ఒక ఉదాత్తమైన సేవ చేస్తూ ఉన్నాం, మరి మాకు మున్సిపల్ మినిస్టర్గా మీరు ఇటు ప్రాపర్టీ ట్యాక్స్, అటు వాటర్ బిల్లు 2 కూడా తీసేయాలన్నారు. తప్పకుండా తీసేస్తాం సార్, 100% విల్ మేక్ ఇట్ హ్యాపన్. మంచి వాళ్ళు సార్. ఒక శ్రీశ్రీ గారు అనుకుంటా అన్నారు, స్వతంత్ర దేశంలో చావు కూడా పెళ్లి లాంటిదే. ఇన్ఫ్యాక్ట్ వీ షుడ్ సెలబ్రేట్. We celebrate births, we celebrate various occasions, various milestones in life. We should also celebrate death. నిజంగా చెప్పాలంటే ఇందాక వారు అన్నట్టు మహాప్రస్థానం లాంటి మంచి కార్యక్రమాలు కొంతమంది పెద్దలు, సురేష్ గారు ఇంక ఇతర పెద్దలు చేస్తూ ఉన్నారు. కానీ ఆ మహాప్రస్థానానికి పోయే ముందుండే చివరి దశలో చివరి గడియలు కూడా సుఖ సంతోషాలతో పిల్లలు లేదా కనీసం వాళ్ళని వారి పట్ల కన్సర్న్తో, వారి పట్ల కొంత అవగాహనతో, వారి కష్టం, వారి బాధ తెలిసిన వ్యక్తులుగా వారికి ఒక హీలింగ్ టచ్ ఇవ్వగలిగితే, అంటే ఒక స్పర్శతో నిజంగా వారిని కొంత ఓదార్చగలిగితే అదే గొప్ప అనే మాట ఏదైతే చెప్పారో శ్రీశ్రీ గారు, ఐ థింక్ దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఈస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. నిజంగా కూడా ఆలోచిస్తే డబ్బులున్న వాళ్ళు చాలామంది ఉన్నారు, కోకొల్లలుగా ఉన్నారు. కానీ మంచి కార్యక్రమానికి నిజంగా గట్టిగా తలపెట్టి మనం కరెక్ట్గా ఫోకస్ చేసి ఈ కార్యక్రమం ఇలా చేద్దాము అనుకుంటే ముందుకొచ్చే వాళ్ళు చాలామంది ఉంటారు. కాబట్టి మీరు దీంతో ఆగిపోకండి. దీంతో ఆగిపోయి దీంతో మనం సరిపెట్టుకొని ఇంక బాగా చేసాం మనం మా రోటరీ తరఫున అనుకుంటే కాదు. ఐ థింక్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు సెట్ యువర్ ఎయిమ్స్ హయ్యర్. ఇంకా పెద్ద ప్లాన్ చేయండి. యూ ఆల్సో పుష్ ద గవర్నమెంట్ టు డూ మోర్. ఐ థింక్ యూ షుడ్, బికాస్ లైక్ ఐ సెడ్, ఈవెన్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఇస్ కన్సిడరింగ్ ఎంటరింగ్ ఇన్ టు పాలియేటివ్ కేర్. నేను చూశాను పేపర్లో, మా హెల్త్ సెక్రటరీ గారు, మా చీఫ్ సెక్రటరీ గారు మొన్న ఏదో రివ్యూలో కూడా చెప్పారు that we would also want to get into palliative care. But I think there are certain things that are better done in a public-private sector partnership. అంటే మొత్తంగా గవర్నమెంట్ అన్నీ చేయాలన్నట్టు కాకుండా ప్రైవేట్ సెక్టర్ భాగస్వామ్యంతో ప్రైవేట్ సంస్థల యొక్క ఆలోచనలు సరిగ్గా కలిపినట్టయితే మన స్టాండర్డ్స్ కూడా మెయింటైన్ చేసేదానికి అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి డెఫినెట్గా we will support you, will stand by you. Once again my compliments. 5 years లోపల ఇంత చక్కటి మరి స్థలం తీసుకోవడం, దాంతోపాటు ఇంత చక్కటి బిల్డింగ్ తీసుకొని రావడం, మళ్ళీ శంకుస్థాపన చేసిన నాతోనే ప్రారంభింపజేయడం అంటే దట్స్ మై గుడ్ ఫార్చ్యూన్. ఒక రకంగా చెప్పాలంటే నా అదృష్టం, నాకు మీరు ఇచ్చిన అవకాశంగా భావిస్తూ, మీరు ఏం అడగలేదు పెద్దగా, ఇది ఒకటే అడిగారు కాబట్టి మీరేం అడగలేదు. బట్ థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. ఇఫ్ దర్ ఇస్ ఎనీథింగ్ ఎల్స్ ఐ కెన్ డూ, ఇఫ్ దర్ ఇస్ ఎనీథింగ్ ఎల్స్ ఎట్ ఆల్ దట్ యూ వుడ్ లైక్ అస్ టు డూ, ప్లీజ్ రీచ్ అవుట్. Thank you very much once again for making me a part of this wonderful program. Thank you.